Fishbowl, fishbowl is a different animal.
Yeah,
Because usually the fishbowls, they don't have the mindset to use the agent. So if you go to a fishbowl, it's more like a two-step process.
the follow-up.
Yeah, so you gotta meet them first, and then but once if they try it on their own, if they see that it's not working, then maybe they're gonna come back to you. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they most likely they're not gonna try to they're not gonna want to sign anything with you, because that's not their mindset.
Yeah, I used to go after Frisbos a long time ago, years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, my first listing was from a Frisbo.
Mm.
But it is follow-up.
Yeah, it takes more follow-up to work with
Yeah.
Facebook. But the good thing is Facebook is easy to find because you just find them on Zillow and they're right there. The numbers right there. That's
Yeah, I know one gal, well, in San Diego, there's a lot of Frisbos.
Yeah.
And so she made like $500,000 on Frisbos last year. That's
It's
all she calls. Yeah.
it's easy to find the Fishbowls, but it's hard to convert the Fishbowls.
Yeah.
The expired listings, it's hard to find. It's hard to talk to them, but it's much easier to convert because they already agree to the concept of using a real estate broker.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the Fishbowls, they don't have that concept, and a lot of times but there's way to get around it. This one time, I went to meet with a seller. I think he's a feasible. Oh no, he wasn't feasible. But he tried to use an agent before, but it didn't work out. So when I meet with him, he was very confrontational. So basically, he said, "Oh, I don't think agent provide any value." He said, "I don't think you guys make the money. The money that you guys make, it's justified." So he was saying something like that. So I said, what if, okay, I said, okay. So I said, what if I can sell your home and you don't have to pay anything to me? Then he said, okay. So what we did, we did sign the contract, but the commission for the contract is 0%. What we did is because I think he wanted to sell for 700K or something. So I said, I'll get you 700K, but whatever over that's my commission. He said, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's how we made the commission.
Yeah. So normally, okay, you say you want to net this much and then put your commission on top of that.
Yeah. So for some people that doesn't want to pay the commission. So that's the way to do it. But for that to work, the price has to be reasonable. Let's say if the market price is 700, if they want a 750 or 800, and they do not want to pay you any commission, then that's not going to work either.
Like I've had some like FISBOs are flippers, so are investor flippers, and they understand clearly, like for example, the buyer pays a commission, so they understand that unless there's a buyer, there's no commission. So they understand clearly that this is how much they want in that. This is going to put your commission on top of that.
So right now I have one listing in Highland. It's the same problem. So he doesn't want to give any commission. So we agreed on that. So before he wanted to net 450,000, but then now we found him a buyer and the buyer made an offer and everything. Now he changed his mind. He said, "Oh, I want to net 500." So that's another problem.
Yeah, that's a whole different problem.
Yeah. But you just need to be flexible. You know what I mean? Just need to be. Okay, we have 14 joining, 15. Okay, almost. Okay, so there's actually a lot of. So let's go over some of the basic objections that you get when you're doing a cold call. What are some of the basic objections?
All right, let's start with I guess the easiest. One thing you're gonna get is gonna be you ring. It's not for sale.
Okay, they don't want to sell anymore. What else?
Well, we decided not to sell, so that's what you're gonna hear all the time.
Yeah, we don't want to sell anymore. Okay.
So what are you gonna handle that? And then we're gonna use the same agent.
Yeah.
We already have an agent and friend who's a friend of mine in mind.
Yeah.
For the continuation. We're gonna wait or we're gonna rent it out.
Okay, we're running out. We're gonna wait.
Do you have a buyer?
Do you have a buyer? Yes. Okay.
Those are the most common ones I think you get when your call expires.
Or they're gonna say, "Oh, just look at the picture online. Just email me something."
Yeah. So, there's different objection handlers for all of them. So, but
So
a lot of them are both basically, they revolve around this concept that they want to wait. If, yeah.
so basically, your goal when you call the expired, you just giving them a reason to wanting to meet with you.
Right.
So that's the ultimate goal. Because if you don't give a reason for them wanting to meet with you, then they're not gonna agree to the appointment. They're just gonna say, "Oh, just email me something." Just they just talk on the phone, or that's just do Zoom or something like that. So you want to give them a reason to meet with you, and then before that you want to give them what they want. So basically, everything we're going to talk about today, it's basically all objection handler is just you're just giving them the reason, the reason, the answer they want. So whatever objection they have for you, then you just agree to the objection and give them the whatever they want, and then and also give them a reason to meet with you. Then that's how you book the appointment. Sometimes people are, there's a lot of salespeople out there. They try to always argue with the customer. Never argue with the customer, because
you always want to agree.
Yeah, because when you argue with the customer, it basically means you're not giving them what they want.
Yeah, I think it's really important to repeat what they say. Oh, we're not selling anymore. Oh, we're not selling anymore. And then affirm it. Affirm their decision to make them feel good, and then answer the objection. Things like that. Repeat, affirm, and then because I think when you repeat and affirm, they acknowledge that you're listening to them. You're listening to the person.
Yeah. So a lot of people think sales is like talking. Actually, it's not talking. It's mostly, okay, first you got to ask the right question. Then after you ask the right question, then you got to listen. You want to listen to what they want, exactly what they want. What's their why? It's the same thing as the listing presentation. What's their personality? What's the why? What's the reason they want to sell? How much price would they want? It's pretty much the same as the listing presentation, but the only difference is when you go to the listing presentation, you're actually trying to share with them how you are different and better, so that they're wanting to sign a contract with you. Right. But when you're trying to book an appointment, you're not trying to tell them how you are different and better. You just in a short amount of time, you're just sharing with them that whatever they want, you can give it to them. And usually they want to ask you. So let's say if I tell them, hey, what if I can get you at least 5% more money for your home? And then they're gonna ask, oh, so how can you do that? Then if they ask you that question, you cannot sit there and answer that question. Because if you answer that question, then there's no reason for them to meet with you anymore, right? So whenever they ask you, how can you give me 5% more money for my home? Then that's when you give them a reason that, for them to meet with you. Okay, so we actually have multiple programs that we can help you to achieve that. So if you're interested in finding out how we can get more money for your home, then, when's a good time for us to meet in person so we can talk about it.
So that's exactly why we need to meet. Blah, 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 blah.
What did you say?
That's exactly why we need to meet.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the reason that they want to meet with you. But the reason for what they want to meet with you is that you have to give them the right answer, the answer they want. If a lot of times we have salespeople, they try to give the client what the salespeople want. If you do that, it's not gonna work. They're not gonna want to meet with you. Okay, so I think right now we have about 17 people, so we can start. So you can be the seller and I can be the agent. So we can go through the.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start off with expires. I guess that's most important interested in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not selling anymore.
Okay. So what made you want to sell in the first place?
Well, we wanted to move to San Diego.
Move to San Diego. Okay. So what if I could get you at least 5% more money for your home? Would you still be wanting to sell?
Okay, I think we're just gonna rent it out.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this: what made you want to sell it before? Why you changed the mind?
Well, I got a daughter in San Diego.
So you're not moving to San Diego anymore?
Oh, my daughter lives in San Diego, but we couldn't get the price we wanted, so we're just gonna rent it out.
Okay. What if I can get you the price you want?
Okay, that's a possibility, but I hear a lot of agents saying that. And I think if we were gonna relist, we'd probably relist with the same agent.
Did the agent from last time get you the price you want?
No, but he's a friend of the family, known him for years.
Understand? But what's more important for you? Using the same agent or getting the money you want?
Well, we want to get the money, but again, you know, I've known this guy my entire life, so if we're gonna relist, we'd probably relist with him.
Okay, what if we can get the most money for you and still use your last agent at the same time? Would that work for you?
Maybe, do you have a buyer?
Yes, we have buyers that's already looking to purchase in the area. Correct. In fact, we just sold a home a couple weeks ago in the same area.
Where's your office located at?
My office is located in Irvine.
Irvine.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I'm in Malibu. Your office is not near my home.
Yeah, what we do is we primarily focus on helping sellers to sell their home, and you know, now because of the internet age, so we have all the data. So that's why my listings everywhere. It's not only confined to restricted to one area. That's why we can do a good job, getting the right price, and we have a big network. We also have buyers looking to buy in Monaco as well.
I see. Do you have a track record of selling homes in my area?
Yes, like I mentioned, yeah, we just sold a home over there. Yeah.
Okay. And that's usually what they ask, you know. Those are pretty much ones they're gonna hit you with, I think.
About that question, so here's the thing. Actually, the way I did it, I'm not supposed to do it that way, because if you look back, you see that I was answering the question, right? That's not right. So the correct way to do it is you shouldn't sit there and answer the question. You should sit there and ask the question. So the minute you get into the situation where you're the agent that's answering the question, then there's no way back. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Okay.
Okay. So we can go to I guess these are normally what you can get, I think, when you hit when you're at a listing presentation. We only want to give you a 60-day listing. You know, we don't want to be tied up in a long-term contract.
6 days, that's fine. Okay, let's sign the contract.
Okay.
Let's agree to it. 6 days, okay.
All right, you'll do that. Okay.
Yeah. Because sometimes here's what happens. Sometimes agents, they go into a listing presentation. They have all this fixed outcome they want. Oh, I want a 90-day listing. I want a 5% commission. If I don't get it, I'm not gonna sign. That's kind of stupid, because your goal is not to get what you want. Your ultimate goal is to sign the listing.
Exactly. You always get an extension.
Yeah.
We never heard of your company, Pacific Sterling. We never heard of your company.
We actually have a lot of agents, and it's really about the agent. It's not so much of the company. My team, we sell hundreds of homes a year, and we're very experienced. If you're interested, I can show you my track record.
Okay.
If you don't sell too much home, you can show the track record of your company or your team. So I mean, technically, you can show the track record of your company too, because you're under the same broker.
Yeah. Let's list high, and we can always come down later.
Sorry, what did you say?
Let's list high, and we can leave room for negotiation. Come down later.
Okay. So basically, the price you want is 105. So to be honest with you, that's a little bit higher than the market price. But it's actually good that you're talking with me, because if you wanted to sell at a market price, you don't need me. You can get any other agent. They'll get it done for you. But because right now the price you want is a little bit higher than the market price, I think I'm your best option. But here's what we need to do, because the first 2 weeks is the most important time. We're gonna get the most buyers. So I don't want you to lose out on the golden period where you can get a lot of buyers. So if you're okay with it, we can list at the price you want. And if you do not get too many response, then we need to, we should reduce the price a little bit, so we don't want to, lose that golden period. So that way, we can still get a lot of buyers and we can eventually get the price you want. Does that sound okay for you?
Well, I think we want to think it over.
Think it over what?
We just want to think it over. We don't make decisions quickly.
Okay, like what question you have? Like what's bothering you? Like, is there any questions that's keeping you from moving forward?
Well, we just want to sleep on it. We'll call you back tomorrow.
That's fine. Like I said to you earlier, right? Because we can get you at least 5% more for your home, and usually we charge 7%. So, ultimately you wanted the higher price, and as I share with you, we're your best option to get that high price. I don't know what's stopping you from moving forward. I mean, if you think it overnight, what's going to change? Nothing's going to change.
Well, I have a friend in the business.
So what, you want to use your friend, or what was the, I mean, why are you talking about a friend?
Well, it's my wife's cousin, so I promised that we'll give her a chance to interview for the.
Okay, but you just told me you want a higher price, right?
Right, but I think it's fair. We made a promise to her to give her a chance to interview for the job of selling the home.
Does she have any experience?
Yeah, she's been in the business for a while.
Okay. So even if she cannot get you the price you want, you will still use her?
I don't know. I just want to interview her. So
interview her. Okay. Tell you what. So normally we charge 7%. I understand that you want to, get the most money in your pocket since you want to use this money to buy another home. I definitely think I can get that done for you. To help you a little bit more, I can, if you can make a decision today, maybe we can, I can give you some type of discount, but it's only today. So if you got to think about tomorrow, then, that offer is off the table. I'm not trying to be hard, on you, but, it just, yeah. So does that sound good for you? Or?
Well, the other agent said she can give me more money.
Get you more money?
Yeah, for the price.
Okay.
She said she can give me more money.
So we already went through the presentation, right? Do you think, I'm assuming you already met some other agents, right?
Yeah.
Well, what I just shared with you, do you think that's, that's going to be helping you to get you what you want compared to other agents? Do you think that's more helpful compared to other agents?
I think so. Okay,
then if you agree with that, then I don't understand what's the, what's the holdup, like what other concerns you still have.
But you haven't sold any homes in my area, you personally.
Like I said earlier, right? We're using data now, so it's more about the data. It's not really, which area you sold the home. If you look at the homes I have sold before, most of the homes we have sold them, at least 5% more above the market price. And it's not really about which area you have sold home before. It's about the track record and the past performance, because the data is all openly, readily available. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me share with you this. So you talk to other agents in the area. Did they ever tell you that how much more or how much less money people are paying in the area?
Yeah, well, they gave me a CMA.
No, I'm not talking about a CMA. I'm talking about, because a lot of times you have agents, they try to tell you, oh, you should list low and sell high. But a lot of the problem is a lot of agents, they're just telling you that without any data to back it up. But the number I just showed you in this area, I know exactly how much more money people are paying over the asking price, because I already showed you the data. That's why, I recommended to you to list this price below the market price, because we have data that already shows that people are willing to pay more than the asking price. So whatever I'm telling you, I'm showing you with the data to back it up. So I don't think the agents in this area, they even know this data. So it's not really about where the agent has sold home. It's more about what they know, what experience they have, what kind of data how they can use the data to help you to get the price you want.
Well, you cut your commission to 4%.
4%?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you okay the paperwork today, then we'll do it for 4%.
4%.
Okay. All right.
All right. That's pretty much about it again.
So okay, let's go over what we just talked about. So let's just look at this last example.
Okay.
So when he asked me about you only want to use the agent in your area, what did I say?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter the agent activities. I get a home sold. You know, in today's age, with the technology that we have, you know, it's not an agent can list a home actually anywhere in California. Yeah. So I think the most important thing is like you have to demonstrate that you're an aggressive agent versus a passive agent, and ask them, do you think you can get the home sold? Do you think I can sell your home?
Yeah, first you gotta believe it first. You gotta believe it yourself.
Yeah.
And
then shut up. If they say yes, sign the contract.
What else did I do? I give you an example, right? So I give you an example about the data that I know even the local agent do not know. Because a lot of times when you talk to the clients, every time you talk a concept, you want to follow up with an example. That's very important. So so that it's not just you talking, it's really something that's concrete. It's a fact. It's not just some some abstract knowledge you're sharing. And also it's also best that you can show the client's feedback. So anybody else have any more objection you can jump into?
Well, there's a bunch of them too. Like, I mean, if anyone wants to jump in, but
just go ahead. Just go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
I mean, there's so many.
Go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay, if I list my home with you, and if you list my home and you help me buy my next home, will you cut your commission to 3%?
So here's the situation. As I already shared with you, we can get you at least 5% more money for your home. So you're fine with that, right? So you do want to get more money for your home when you sell it?
Yeah, but houses are selling really fast, and that's like $60,000 commission you can probably make in a month. So I think if I'm going to allow you to sell this home and sell me my next home, I think you should list this home for 3%.
So you want me to list this home for 3%?
Correct. Because when you sell the next home, you get 2 to 3%. Will you do that?
Okay, if you sign the paperwork today.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing, okay? With the people you meet, some are going to be more experienced, some are going to be less experienced. Some is going to be more focused on the numbers. But the most important thing is, a lot of time when I sign the listings, we never talk about the commission. Okay, so because today we're going through the role play, so that's why we're focusing on the objections. But the correct way to do the either listing presentation or the cold call is that you must have them focus on the why. Because when they focus on the why, they're not gonna, a lot of times they're not gonna focus on the commission. So in most situations, I sign the listings without ever talking about the commission. Some instance, like I already signed the contract and the seller ran behind me to the door and asked me, wait, what's the commission? So, so if you do the listing presentation correctly, you do not even have to argue about the commission or the price. Because in their mind, they agree with you that you can help them to get what they want, which is a lot of times, which is not the commission or the price. A lot of time is the ultimate goal they're going after. It could be, oh, I want to move to San Diego to be with my daughter. I wanted to, sell a big home and to buy a retirement home in Las Vegas. So That's why I said for the listing presentation, you want to focus on the chat section, which is the disc, the why, and the pricing. You want to focus on that. Once you take care of that, all that answer, and they open up to you, then you move on to the actual presentation. Because if you've done it that way correctly, they're not even, a lot of times they're not even going to ask you about the price or the commission. Okay, go ahead. But then with that being said, there are some people that are very, they're very fixated on the price and the commission. In that case, if you really cannot persuade them to sign the contract with the commission you want, then just do whatever you can to sign the contract. Because usually if they tell you, okay, I need to sit on it, I need to go interview with a couple more agents, and if you just let it go and you just leave, then usually most likely the contract is going to be signed by somebody else. So if you're at the listing presentation, you want to do all you can to get it signed, even if you have to reduce the commission.
Something's better than nothing.
Yeah,
something's better than nothing.
Well, it's not really, I mean, you can say
there's no price for second place.
Well, you can say it that way, but the good thing is, because the reason I say that is because once you sign a contract, then each listing is actually an opportunity for you to promote your business.
Yeah,
it's basically free marketing, because you're gonna have the sign, you're gonna have the internet leads, you're gonna have all these leads, you're gonna have all the leads. That's virtually free marketing. So even if you're taking it at a, obviously we wouldn't want to take it at a low commission, but if you really have no choice, if it comes down to the last option, you still want to take it, because that's a. But when it's different from agents that are going around and just try to lowball other agents, just try to get the business with a low commission. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying is you should try to get as much commission as you can. But if it doesn't really work, then you should still take the listing, even with a lower commission.
Especially if you're trying to break into a heavily farmed area.
What was that?
Especially if you're trying to break into a heavily farmed area.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like, I think in the future, we're gonna have to get really strong on the pricing. So why is your price so much lower than the other agents that we have talked to? I mean, they have comps that show higher prices than yours.
Okay, to solve this problem is that you should never get into this situation. Like a lot of the objection that we just went through a little earlier, we should never have been in that place, in that situation. For example, this question you just asked is a situation we should never be in, because we should never talk about the price. We should always have the seller talk about the price. So, okay, so instead of answering this objection, let's go back, and you're gonna be the seller, I'm gonna be the agent in the listing presentation, and you try to have me tell you the price, and then let's role play that.
All right, Ray, so what do you think you'll sell for?
Yeah, before I came here, I did a very detailed assessment of the home. Let me ask you this question: if I can bring you a cash buyer tomorrow with a suitcase of cash, how much would you sell?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the expert.
I do have an idea, but I just want to get a feel of what are you thinking about this price? Like what? Because we, like I shared with you earlier, right? We do have the buyer, and I am able to bring in the buyer if if we know what price you want to sell the home. It doesn't have to be exact. It could be a range, whatever you have in your mind.
Well, there's a guy who just works in the area. He door knocked our home, and he said he can get me $900,000.
Okay, so if we can get you that price, you would be willing to sell?
Well, yeah, we're looking at it.
Okay, I think that's pretty much within the ballpark. I think we can get that price for you, no problem. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so what did I do?
You just you didn't argue. You just agreed with him. Oh, I can get it.
So
you're just trying to set the appointment.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's the most important thing. Doesn't matter if you're trying to book a phone appointment on the phone, or if you're trying to sign a listing at a listing presentation. never say the price. No matter what they tell you, ask you, do not say the price. Because if you say the price, number one, you don't know what price they have in mind. The minute you say the price, and most likely it's going to be lower than their expectation, because usually seller, because it's their own home, they're usually going to have a higher price than what the market actually is. So the minute you say a price, they're gonna think they're gonna have a different price than the price you tell them. Then the deal is off the table. You will never get the listing.
Exactly, because I mean, you see, it wouldn't be professional of me to say a price unless I saw the home.
Yeah. So let's say if you're talking on the phone, try to book the appointment. If they want you to tell them how much do you think my home is worth, it's very easy. Just tell them, oh, I need to see your home first before I can give you an accurate assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can say it's not professional, and this way, if another agent's telling them, then that's not professional.
And also, let's say if the seller insisting on you give the price, then there's a couple of things you can do. You can give them a range. So last time I went to Rancho Cucamonga, I was signing a listing. So the seller insisting on me telling them, they said, oh, you're the professional. You should know how much it's worth. Then if they insist on you to tell them the price, just tell a range. Don't tell the exact price.
Right. Yeah.
Another way to overcome it is to show them a price table. Let's say if they say, okay, so you're the professional, you tell me how much the home is worth. Then I would draw a pricing table. So let's say if the home is worth 900K. So at 950K, let's say, okay, then I'm going to draw a table with 900K on the lower end, with 100K on the higher end, and the 950K in the middle. So I would tell them, so if we can list your price at 950K, we're probably gonna get 5 offers. We're probably gonna get some offers, at the asking, and we're gonna get some offers above the asking, maybe even. But if we list it at 1 million, then we might only get 1 or 2 offers, and the offer may be even lower than the asking price. If we list it at 900K, then you might get 10 offers, and we might even get some offers at 950, 960. So it just depending, I'm not saying this is how much your home is worth, but I'm just giving you an example. Actually, usually I just use the exact price to show them the pricing table. That way, I'm telling them the price. I'm telling them the price without telling them the price, and in their mind, they will see that, okay, if I list it too high, then I'm not going to get as much exposure. If I list, so then they would think on their own. So basically the whole thing about what we're talking about is that you should never tell them the answer. You should guide them. You should talk with them, discuss with them, so that they come up with the answer themselves. That's the most important thing. You do not want to tell them the answer. But so basically you wanted them to feel like they came up with the answer. If they came up with the answer, there's no way they can argue with you. If you come up with the answer, they can always argue with you because it's your answer, it's not their answer. But in fact, the answer they came up with is the answer that you gave to them because you guided them there. But you never want to tell them the exact answer.
Right.
Anybody else have any questions?
Okay, how about all right, I actually went on a listing appointment maybe a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago.
Okay.
This was in Newport Beach. No, what is that? Newport Beach Data Point, right in the area.
Okay.
And there's a guy, he wanted 3 million. Well, no, he wanted 4 million. The house is worth probably about 3 million, 3.2 or something. But his most important thing was advertising, because he's already fired several agents. And even, in fact, he even fired some of the big agents in Newport Beach.
Okay.
Who had property listed before. And he's the type of guy, he's an old Jewish guy.
Okay.
And he's throwing agents out to the house left and right. So one of his questions was, how much advertising are you going to do? Because I want a lot of advertising on worldwide advertising on my property.
Okay. So
and his problem was that he wanted on beach price, but he was like a half a block away from the beach. So he's not gonna get on the beach price. But his thing was he wanted a lot of advertising to track global buyers, and that's something you got to put out of your pocket, you know. And
So for a home like that, even if you get the listings, you might not get the commission, but even if you get it, it's just gonna be a free advertisement.
well, someone will sell it, but
Yeah. So for that to resolve that problem, you do need to have the advertising, which we do. So that's when you show it in the in the presentation stage. So
yeah.
for example, we advertise on the biggest real estate website in North America, real estate website in Asia. We have global real estate network. We advertise on the Western social media, Asian social media. So most of the advertising have been done online nowadays. We also advertise on the Rope Report. We advertise on New York Times. There's actually a company called I forgot the name. It's reminding me to give it to you guys. It's a
when I was with Coldwell Banker, there was like a luxury division, was global luxury, and they did a lot of high-end advertising, you know, in certain newspapers and magazines.
no, you don't need that. There's a company out there. You just advertise with them, and they're gonna advertise on all the major luxury publications like Rope Report, New York Times. So I forgot the name. It's so basically here's how it works. I think you pay them like $140 or something. They're gonna advertise on all the networks. The difference is once you sell the home, you gotta give them a cut, like $1,000 or something. I forgot the exact money, but it's worth it because it get transferred to all the major websites too. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that. It's something that's something that our company offers, or we have connection.
No, it's they're open to public. You just pay them the money. Then they
Okay, yeah, okay, I didn't know
I
about
forgot the name. It's called a listing something. I gotta find out. Yeah.
that. Okay, I don't know, does anyone else want to chime in? Because I got a bunch of them.
So here's the thing, right? So when you go to listing presentation, you wanna, like I said earlier, you wanna focus on finding out their why and their personality and the price they want. After you take care of that, then you need to do the presentation. So in the presentation, then you need to differentiate yourself. It's like,
Okay.
what we just talked about, because you wanted, global advertising. Then you
Okay.
need to show him that we are able to give you the global advertising. And you need to show them how you're different and better compared to other agents. So that's the next step, which is also important. But you cannot go to the next step until you know exactly what they want, and also their personality and the price, the exact price they want.
Yeah, well, I think he had more condition. He was not on the beach, and he wanted beach prices. But okay, so let's here's another one that's probably very common. What's common right now? I want to find a house before I put mine on the market.
That's actually our expertise. So we can actually get your home sold, and for you to move to another house where you do not have to move twice. Does that sound helpful to you?
How would you do that?
Okay, there's actually multiple options. We can sell the home and lease back. Yeah, so we can sell the home to lease back. Yeah, that's one of the options. Yeah.
Okay, and then you can also make a contingent.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray, I see you have so many listings, Ray. We want someone that can give us individual attention that we deserve.
I'm actually.
You're so busy.
Yeah. So here's the difference. So most agents, they are one-man team. They are one-man, real estate agent. So the problem with that is, I'm sure you have been to the doctor, right? You've been to the doctor. Have you been to the doctor before, or a lawyer?
I've been to a doctor. I haven't had use for a lawyer.
Okay, so you've been to the doctor before.
Yeah.
When you go to the doctor's office, do you see just the doctor working by himself?
Well, no.
No, right? So the doctor have assistant, the doctor have the front assistant, the doctor have nurses, assistant nurses. So are you telling me that you would rather work with a doctor that's a one-man team, one-man doctor, or a doctor with a team of people that's helping him?
Well, I don't want a doctor to rush me through. I want a doctor who's going to pay me individual attention.
Oh yeah. There's no rush through.
I don't want to be shuffled off to an assistant.
What'd you say?
I don't want to be, talking. I want to talk to you instead of an assistant through the process.
Yes. So you can be sure of that. I'm always the main point of contact. But the reason we have a team is so that we can help you, we can assist you to get the most exposure for your home. For example, every time when we list a home on the market, there's a checklist of 100 tasks that we do to get your home the most publicity. So if you go with an agent, that's a one-man team, there's no way they're gonna do 100 tasks on each listing. So the reason is exactly because we have a team. So we have each person focus on different aspect of the home selling process. That's how we can do a really good job to get the most exposure for your home. And then on top of that, you still get me, you still get me as the main point of contact. So you're basically getting a best of the both worlds. You're not losing anything.
Okay, I checked you out, Ray, on Zillow,
Yeah.
and it shows all your listings that you had.
Yeah.
You don't handle homes in my price range.
The homes in price range. Okay.
You don't handle homes in my price range.
Okay. So basically you asked me this question because you want to make sure that you get the home at the price you want.
Well, we want an experienced agent that has a track record of selling homes in my price range. And I checked you out on Zillow, and you never sold a home over $6 million.
It's more about experience. It's more about professionalism. So I don't know if it has too much about the price range of the home. You have all these, all these agents, that's sometimes they're selling this big as, this big high price range, but a lot of times they're hoarding the client, the client. They're not willing to share the home listing with other agents. So when you have an agent like that, it's actually doing you more damage. I think what's going to help you to sell your home is actually the professionalism and the trustworthiness of the agent. That's actually going to get you what you want. It's not really about who has the experience in selling homes in what price range. I don't know what's more important for you. You prefer to work with an agent that's more professional, that's more trustworthy, or you just want some agent that's that sold the home in that price range.
Okay. Sign a contract.
Yeah, because it's true. So so you just need to make sure it's all comes down to the same thing. Everything that all the objection we're handling, you're just trying to make sure what they want and just give them what they want, right? So the reason they ask you, you don't have the experience in my price range, is because that they're worried that you're not gonna do a good job, you're not gonna sell the home, for them. But as long as you can show to them, hey, maybe it's not really about the price range, it's about what the agent do, that can get the job done. But obviously it's much easier if you have the pricing, if you have sold home in that price range before. But I'm assuming most agents probably haven't. So if you didn't, then that's what you can say, yeah. But again, the objection handling is not something that can solve all the problem. It's not. I'm not saying if you get objection handling or remember, then you're gonna be able to sign 100% of the listing. That's definitely not gonna happen. But if you know how to answer the questions, then you have a much higher chance to close the deal.
Okay, Ray, we're not quite ready yet. We need to finish a couple of projects around the house before we put it on the market. Why don't you call me back in a couple months?
Okay. What if I can get your home sold as is? You don't have to do any repair.
Well, the house is in the middle. We're redoing the kitchen right now, and putting some tile in, so it's not ready for showing. Why don't you just call me back in a couple months?
So what's more important for you? The price is more important for you? I heard earlier you said you want to get the most price, right?
Well, yeah, but we've already started on. We had the house came off the market last year, and so since then we've decided to do some projects. I think before we put it back on the market.
Okay, why don't we do this? Let me take a look at the home. So maybe because I've been doing this for a long time, so I can share with you, what's a good project to work on, and that's going to get you the most money, the most return for your home. That way you don't have to waste time and energy and money, to do unnecessary work. How does that sound?
Okay, but we're already in the middle of the project, but just you can come by, but like I said, we're not listing for maybe 2-3 months from now.
It's okay. I mean, you don't have to make any decision. I mean, that's even better. I can take a look at home and I can share with you, some of the, how what needs to be done, what do not need to be done. That way, since you're not in a hurry to make a decision, so you can think about it, right? Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else that wants to chime in or just keep going?
Anybody else?
All right, well, why don't you advertise, right? Everyone else says we need to, why don't you advertise? Everyone else we talk to says they do the same things that you do, plus they advertise.
Plus they advertise, okay. We actually have a lot of advertising. So every time we list your home on the market, we actually expose your home to more than 1,000 websites. And yeah, there is a lot of exposure. That's why usually we can get you at least 5% more money on your home. So if you, I can share with you exactly what we do that's different and better, that can, get more exposure for your home.
Okay, because we're thinking about hiring Tim Smith out of Newport Beach, global banker. And I see he does a lot of advertising. And I think our home is located right now, Crystal Cove. And I think, and we're looking for an agent that can do this amount of advertising to sell our home. And
yeah, no problem. We can do advertising. We are experienced in selling the home, and we have a lot of experience selling this type of homes, and advertising is not a problem. Yeah.
Okay. Sign the contract. Anyone else? Or
so here's the thing, right? When I talk about objection, I'm talking more about when you're at closing, when they're not really wanting to move forward. So if you do the listing presentation correctly, you shouldn't have all these objections.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, because if you have all these objections, that means you're not doing the listing presentation correctly. That means the guy did not open up to you. That means the seller did not open up to you. That means you haven't answered all their questions. That means you do not know what they want yet. That means you do not know their personality yet. So if you already understand their personality, if you already know what they want exactly, and then you shouldn't be able to answer all these questions.
No, because it's your presentation should be a funnel to the close.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the right way to put it. You should. So in the beginning of the funnel, the presentation actually start before the funnel, because usually before I go to presentation, we actually send them a link. The link is gonna have my past performance. It's gonna have my endorsement from other clients. So they should already have some level of trust for you before you go through the presentation. That way, when you go into the presentation, you're not going there cold turkey, right? So then once you get there, then you're gonna figure out their personality. Then you're gonna talk according to their personality. What I mean by that is that different personality, they have different outcome they're looking for, right? The dominant people, they want the result. The influential people, they want enjoying the conversation. The S people, they want make sure that you make them feel good. The C people, they want the details. So you need to first figure out the personality. Then you want to, once you know the personality, then you want to talk, or maybe even mirror a little bit their personality. And you want to talk, always focus on the outcome they're looking for. And you always feed that kind of outcome that's match their personality. Then throughout the whole process, you want to figure out the why. And while you're figuring out the why, you want to make sure they open up themselves to you. If the whole time they're sitting like this and they're trying to be confrontational, you're not going to get the business. So one of the most important tasks you need to resolve in the presentation is to open them up as quickly as possible. And at the same time, you figure out their why. And then at the same time, you figure out the exact price they want. It's only when you achieve all this outcome, then you go through presentation. Because let's say if you do not achieve all this outcome, then you go to presentation, then it's going to be like this. Then you're going to have all these type of objections where it's going to be hard for you to answer. Because once you figure out the from, the why, then their mind is fixated on the why. And their mind is their mind already subconsciously agree that you can give them the why. You can give them what they want. Then if their mind is in that place, then they're not going to give you all this, hard to answer objections. But if you do not do the beginning part correctly, if you just jump directly to the presentation, then you're going to get all these objections. It's going to be hard for you to answer. Then, so once you open them up, you know the exact price they want, and you know the exact reason they want, then you just guarantee them, hey, don't worry, I can get it done for you. This is how we're different, how we're better. This is what we can do for you. And do you have any other questions? If not, then sign the paperwork.
I strongly agree. It's a funnel process.
Yeah. You got to do it right from the beginning. Even before you go there, even before you send. So it starts from the very beginning. You send the pre-listing package, then you study for the home. You know exactly how much the home is worth. Then you go to the actual presentation. Then you figure out the why. You figure out the personality. You figure out the exact price they want. Then you show how you're different and better. Then you ask them if they have any other concerns, because if they still have any unanswered questions, they're not going to sign the listing with you. Only if you answer all their questions, then they're going to sign. So the closing doesn't happen at the end. The closing actually happens all the way in the beginning, even before it goes to listing presentation.
Here's one I got recently, and I should have, sometimes like you forget what to say when you're calling in the heat of battle. But we've already committed to another agent.
So what do you mean by committed? Did you sign a contract?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to say. They already committed to another agent. He's a very strong agent. He works right here out of Newport Beach. So we're gonna go with him.
Did you sign a contract already?
No, we haven't signed, but we're gonna go with him tonight. He's coming over. We're getting paperwork done tonight.
Okay, so you mentioned to me earlier that what's most important for you is to get the most money for your home, right?
Well, this is an expired call.
Well, you can say that too, because
Yeah.
in the expired call, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I can get you at least 5% more money for the home? Would you be still interested in finding out how we can get that done for you?
I think we're good. I think we made the right choice. He has a very strong track record in the area. So.
Okay, I mean, so you don't want to get 5% more money?
Well, we're tired of agents calling, and he showed our house before and brought buyers to the home before. It didn't work out, but we already have a connection with him, and we've seen that he sells a lot of homes in the area. So I think we're gonna go ahead and sign with him.
Okay, I mean, it doesn't hurt for me to share with you how we can get you more money. I mean, you can at least find out, and then you can make an educated decision. It's not like you have to, you don't need to feel obligated to do any, to sign any paperwork with me. I'm just gonna share with you, how we can get that, get 5% more money for you. Maybe, if you really want to use that agent, I can share with you. Maybe you can use that information. I don't mind if you tell the other agent.
Okay, sure. We're meeting with him tonight at 5. He can come by at 6.
Okay.
7.
Actually, I'm kind of busy at 6. How about 2 or 3?
Good job. Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Why did I say 2 or 3?
Because you don't want to give that guy a chance.
Yeah, because you go back to him. There's no reason for you to go.
Yeah. You're not gonna get the contract.
Yeah. Then you really gotta be going there and provide free advice.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. Usually when you go to this presentation, you want to do everything you can to get a sign right there and then. The minute you left, your chance of the sign listing is like suddenly dropped to like 5%.
Okay, Ray, I think the market's slowing down. We want to wait for the market to come back before we try to sell it again.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. How long do you plan to stay in this home?
Well, we've been here 30 years. But I talked to my wife and my son, and it seems like interest rates are going up. So we just want to wait. a while before the market comes back strong, before we try to sell it again.
I understand. How much longer do you plan to stay in this home?
We can stay, we can die here. You know, we've been here 30 years. House is paid off. So we're fine. We're just,
So,
we're just hoping to move this.
so if you don't have to sell, then I'm just curious, what made you want to sell the home in the first place?
Well, my daughter lives in San Diego, so we wanted to be near the grandkids. So the house is paid off, and so I think we're just gonna wait. Maybe next year will be better.
Next what? Next year?
Yeah.
I mean, because the interest already increased.
That's what, yeah. It seems like the market's slowing down.
Yeah, so if you want to sell next year,
so I think next year might be better. I think the economy will be stronger next year. I think there's a lot of things happening in the world that's slowing the market down.
so here's the situation. So you just told me you wanted more money for the home, and you said you want to sell next year.
No, I said I want to go to San Diego to be next to my daughter.
So what did you say?
I wanted to be in San Diego with the grandkids. We have grandkids in San Diego.
Next year, right?
Yeah.
So what if we can bring you this outcome where you can be with your granddaughter and get the most money for your home? So how would you like to find out how we can get that done for you?
Well, sure, but I think I don't see how that's possible. There's a lot less buyers in the market than there were before. And we do want to get a certain net price because we're older, and how much we net is really very important to us.
I understand. We actually have multiple programs where we can get you at least 5% more money for your home. Would you be interested in finding out how we can get that done for you?
Sure, why not?
Okay, when's a good time?
How about this Saturday?
Okay. So they said they wanted to sell, get more price, higher price, right?
No, they want to be next to. Sometimes, you know, to be next to the family is more important than the money.
Yeah, so they want to be next to the grandkids, but they say they want to wait because they want to get a higher price.
Yeah, they don't want to take a cut.
In that situation,
take a loss.
Yeah. So in that situation, all you gotta tell them is that you can help them to get the price they want without having to wait. I mean, even with the high interest rate.
Well, yeah, hopefully. So, okay, is anyone else or?
Go ahead if you have more. Yeah.
All right, so this is for like a FSBO. And let's see, you're cold calling a FSBO. I'm getting a lot of interested buyers right now to my house. I think I can sell it in a week. So I don't need your service.
Okay. So so what's the reason you wanted to sell the home by yourself?
Well, we want to save the commission. We put a lot of money into it, fixing it up. And I think we don't want to pay a commission to realtor. We already have a lot of buyers coming through. I think we'll have it sold this weekend.
What if I can get you more money even with the commission, even with paying the commission?
Well, how would you do that? I think we're good for right now. So
I don't know if you know, the data shows that a home that's sold with a realtor get at least 26% more money versus a home that's sold by the owner by themselves.
Well, we've had already or the last week we had 26 buyers come by on the last week's open house. So I think we're going to be able to sell it ourselves.
Okay, that's good for you. What if I can share with you some tactics? I mean, some techniques that we'll be using to get more buyers and to get a higher price for the home. Would you be interested in finding out how that works?
Sure.
Okay, when's a good time, today or tomorrow?
Well, we're having an open house this Saturday. You can swing by during the open house or after the open house.
Okay, all right, okay.
All right.
So for the feasibles, usually you're not gonna convert them on the first try, because a lot of times they already have their mindset, on selling it themselves. Yeah. Any other objections?
All right, how about this one? Oh, Tina, let Tina go. Tina has a question.
Tina, you have a question?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Ray, we have a unique home up here in Anaheim Hills. And we just haven't found the right buyer for the home. It hasn't come through yet, you know.
So you're waiting for the right buyer?
Yeah, we have a very unique home. I'm sure you've seen it online.
Is this expire or for sale by owner?
No, this would be a expired, yeah, this soon expired. Well, or it could be a cold call. Some of the homes like in Anaheim Hills are very different. And like Orange Park Acres, they look like castles, you know. Sometimes homes are just different, right? Some of the ones by the beach, and they're just looking for that that buyer to come through and loves it. You know?
Okay. I'm actually working with a couple buyers that's looking for the home in the area right now. When can we take a look at the home?
Well, have they seen the home online? Because
I don't think anybody can make a decision by just look at the home online.
okay, I mean, you can bring your buyer by if you have a buyer.
Yeah, I can do that too. But usually what we do is we preview the home first. And then once we understand the home situation, then we can bring the buyers.
Okay, sure, you can come by. But like I said, we're looking for someone that has a buyer.
Yes, like I shared with you earlier, we already have a couple of buyers that's looking to buy a home in the area right now.
Okay, all right, because please make sure they've seen the house online before they come by.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay. That's about it, really, I think. Does anyone have any other questions? Other, I don't want to take pretty much.
Hi, Ray.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
Last week I did a open house in Rancho Cucamonga,
Okay.
and a couple of American people came to the open house, and they asked me if we can take the contingency that the sell their property in Damar and then buy this house in Rancho because they want to have a bigger yard, the property with bigger yard, and after that I called them, and they said the wife told me that she would talk about it with her husband and then give me a call back. So in this case, should I call them back and ask their decision?
There's a couple ways to do it. So one way is you just book the appointment right there at the open house.
I'm sorry?
There's a couple ways to do it. One way is you just book the appointment right there at the open house. So usually a lot of people think, the open house is for agents to find the buyers. Actually, no. Actually, the open house is for you because most of the time, most likely you're not going to get your home sold at the open house. For agents, it's a good opportunity for you to find buyers and sellers at the open house. So let's say if you have a seller at the open house, you could so you have a home that you want to sell in Diamond Bar right now. Okay, we actually have buyers that's looking to buy a home in Diamond Bar right now. So when can we take a look at your home? Today, this afternoon, or tomorrow? So you just book the appointment right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just book the appointment on the spot at the open house. Just confirm the address and confirm the time.
At the open house, they give me their address.
Yeah. So after they give you the address, just tell them, you know what, I actually have buyers that's looking to buy in Diamond Bar right now. When's a good time for me to take a look at the home? Today or tomorrow? Just book the appointment right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if they, because you said that you have several programs to sell the, the home for more money or, whatever. But so What if the seller asks you the question, what are your programs?
That's exactly, I wanted to see your home. That way, after see your home, I can also share with you how the program work, how we can get you at least 5% more money for your home.
Okay, so what if they ask you what kind of programs you have?
That's the reason I wanted to, set another time to meet with you and talk about it, because the reason we can get you most money because we're using these multiple programs, and it takes some time to share with you. So right now I couldn't really do it at this point. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, basically you don't want to make the appointment booking process into a presentation process.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, like we talked about this before, right? Because before you said somebody called you and you were telling them, or you kind of like doing a presentation on the phone, right?
Right.
You want to separate. It's not the same process. It's two separate processes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So in this case, you mean, so if I didn't make an appointment at the open house, then right now it's not a kind of a good time, or another chance to give them call and follow up, right?
No, I mean, if you didn't make an appointment at the open house, then you can still try to call them and make an open house on the phone. I mean, make an appointment on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Like, so basically you said they want to buy your listing and sell their home, right?
Yeah. So they ask if they can have the contingency that they sell their home first, and then
Yeah.
So,
so
have them.
So you basically call them, you say, hey, this is Michael. Remember you came to my open house? I remember you told me that you want to, sell your home and buy this home so that you don't have to move twice. We can get that, we can get that done for you exactly the way you want it. When's a good time we can see your home, today or tomorrow?
Okay.
So
you can say something like, we have a home replacement guarantee.
Yeah, so we can share with you exactly. So we can share with you how we can get you at least 5% more money for your home. And at the same time, you don't have to move twice.
That's just contingency on the contract.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because what they told you is they want a smooth transaction, right? They want to buy and sell. So you just call them back and tell them, hey, remember you told me you wanted this, and I can get that done for you the exact way you want it. When's a good time to look at the home?
Yeah, because they already gave me their home address.
Yeah, so usually, because I mean, here's the thing. You can have all the sales skills you want in the world, but you're not gonna close everybody, because sometimes people they just have different stereotype about other people. So I mean, if they're willing to give you the address, that's a good sign. That means at least they're open to you. So you can you can call them to just see try to book an appointment. Yeah.
I think I used to do a lot of open houses. I think you want to set the appointment right there, because otherwise they'll ghost you.
Yeah.
Try to call them back, they'll ghost you.
Yeah. So the best thing is just set the appointment. So you gotta have the right mentality when you do open house. When you do open house, you're not there to look for the buyers for the home, for this home. When you're doing open house, you're supposed to look for the book appointment for the sellers and then look for the buyers that may buy other homes. Any other questions? So we can go over some more objections since we're still a little bit early. Right now it's 11:12. So when you're trying to book an appointment online on the phone, so what so far what we went through. So people that don't want to sell anymore. When people don't want to sell anymore, you just ask them why they wanted to sell in the first place. When people say they want to sell with their own agent, then you can just tell them, hey, what if we can get your home sold for more money and still use your agent? So if people say they change their mind, then you can say, yeah, like I already said earlier, yeah, you can ask them what made them want to sell their home in the first place. When people say, well, we want to get this price, then you can just tell them, hey, we actually can get you at least 5% more money for your home. So most of the objections, it's to handle the objections, you just need to give them exactly what they want. That's just basically the simplest way. Because usually the seller, they just want buyers, right? All they want is buyers. They just want the price they want. They just want a buyer. You just give them exactly what they want. And sometimes if they still don't want to meet with you, then you could say, I can buy the home too. But that's depending on you if you want to say that or not. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, if no more questions, then we'll just close the session then. If no more questions. That's it. Okay, so today's last class then. So you guys have any feedback or any other questions about the cold call training or about what went through for the whole 10 weeks? And any plans you guys have for your listing business?
Well, I'll give you feedback since no one else is speaking up. So yeah, I just want to say, yeah, thank you so much for yeah, it's been great. It's definitely been a mind shift course, and I really appreciate it. So there's been a lot that I've really learned, especially in today's lessons with the objections, because my fear was I've always had a problem coming off not as confident. After taking this course, I feel a lot more confident in my answers and what to say. So yeah, this definitely helped me shift my mentality when speaking to people. So
awesome. Yeah, to be confident, all you gotta know is just know the answer. The reason you are not confident is just because you were fidgeting, you were trying to look around for the answers. But if you already have the answer in your mind, then you gotta suddenly become very confident. So that's why some people, they ask me, oh, I'm a new agent, I just started, how can I be, how can I do better? How can I know the answers? Does it take a long time? How long did it take you to be successful? It's actually not how long you've been in the business. It's actually, what kind of training you've been exposed to and what kind of, like answers you have for all the questions. Because the real estate industry is a lot like the film and the entertainment industry. Like the actor, right? What's the difference between a good actor versus a low paying actor? Like you see all those top paying actors like Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. They're top paying actors because they're really good at script. They're really good with script, and also they're really good with psychology. It's the exact same thing. If you want to be successful in real estate sales, you need to be really good at script. You need to memorize all the objections. That way, whatever they say, you would immediately have the answer. You don't need to sit there and try to figure out the answer on the spot. And also, it's important for the psychologists because you want to understand the person you're talking to. You want to observe them. You want to see their reaction. Then because let's say if you don't know their reaction, if you don't know what they're thinking, then it's gonna be hard for you to say the right thing. If you can observe them, and if you can see what's going on, then you can say the right thing. And the most important thing is that don't try to be the person that's continue to answer question. You want to always take control of the conversation. Doesn't matter if it's a listing presentation or trying to cold call. You want to also have a control of the situation so that you're the person that's asking the question. Once you ask the question, then you just sit there and answer and listen to what they say. Okay, thank you so much, George. That was really good feedback. So it's all about mindset change. You just want to have the right mindset. You gotta because a lot of times agents are not successful is because they don't control the conversation. They don't have the answer that's already in their mind. They're not giving what the seller want. They just sit there and answer the questions. It's just it's not rocket science. It's just some techniques you need to know. It's just some objections you need to memorize. you want to memorize as much as you can on all the objections. That way, you don't have to think on your feet. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. No more feedback. That's it. No more questions. Okay, if that's it, then we'll close today's session. And if you guys have any more questions, we can talk about it in the group. Okay, thank you.